Good morning, students. Today we will do the next portion of the chapter Light, Shadows and Reflections. Students, in the last class, we have learned how to make the pinhole camera at your home using simple steps. And there we have observed the image of the object is formed on the wax paper in the pinhole camera. Today I will discuss how that image is formed. So I will discuss at first the working of pinhole camera. Here you can observe that one object is placed in front of the pinhole camera or facing the pinhole. That object is the flame of the candle. Here the flame of the candle is acting as object. Now what will happen, students? Light rays will travel from the object towards the pinhole and will pass through the pinhole and will reach to the screen or the wax paper on the pinhole camera. Then the image of the object will be formed. So first of all, we are considering one light ray is traveling from the point X at the top of the flame, from the top of the flame towards the pinhole and is passing through the pinhole and reaching to the point X prime. Another light ray we are considering that is coming from the bottom part of the flame, that is from point Y, and again traveling through the pinhole in a straight line path and it is reaching to the point Y prime. Now not only these two rays, students, many more rays are traveling from the object towards the pinhole and are passing through the pinhole and reaching towards the screen or the wax paper. That's why the whole image of the object is formed on the screen. Now students, we can see the image of the object is inverted. That means upside down. If the object is like that, image is inverted. Why? We can easily observe due to the rectilinear propagation of light, students. As light travelled in a straight line path from point X, it is travelling straight through straight path and reaching to this point. And from here also it is travelling to straight path and reaching to this point. That's why the object was like that, but the image is formed, it is inverted. And it is smaller in size than that of the object. Now students, if the size of the pinhole becomes bigger, then what will happen? So many rays will travel from one point of the object. As I discussed earlier that from the top of the flame of the candle, only one ray is passing through the pinhole. But here in this picture you can see that from the top of the object, two rays are passing. One is red colored, another one is blue colored. That's why this red colored ray is reaching to this point and the blue colored ray is reaching to another point. That's why we can see two images. One red colored image and one blue colored image is formed. That is, both are images of the same object. So we can see multiple images, and if one image is overlapping, you can see even red colored image is above the base of the blue colored image. So one image is overlapping with another image. So we cannot see the clear image of that object. Okay students, so this is the disadvantage if we make the hole bigger. Now uses of pinhole camera. The pinhole camera can be used to see some distant objects like tree or a building. It is also used to see the vehicles and the people moving on the road in the bright sunlight. Okay students, and another one, pinhole camera can also be used to see solar eclipse. We know students that solar eclipse can't be seen directly. We cannot look at the sun and we cannot see solar eclipse because it causes damage to our eyes. That's why we can see the image of that one using pinhole camera. Now students, I will tell you pinhole camera is in nature also. How? Here we can see there are gaps between the leaves and sun rays can easily come through those gaps and forming images on the road. You can see on the right side of the image, round shaped image of the sun you can observe on the ground or on the road. So here the gaps between the leaves are acting as pinhole camera and the images can be observed on the road. Okay students, so this is the natural pinhole camera. Now I will discuss about reflection of light. What is reflection of light, students? Suppose if you enter a room in a dark room at night, if there is no light in the room, can you see objects around you inside the room? No. But if light rays are falling on the objects on the room, that means if you switch on the light, you can easily observe the objects around you inside the room. Why this happens? This happens due to reflection of light. When you switch on the light, light rays are falling on each and every object in the room and those rays are bouncing back and coming to your eyes or to our eyes. Then only we can see the objects around us. That is actually known as reflection of light. If you stand in front of the plane mirror that we can usually see in our house, students, those are plane mirror because the mirror, there is a flat surface. So we can see our face if we stand in front of the mirror. This also happens due to reflection of light. So what is the definition? The process of sending back the light rays that fall on the surface of an object is called reflection of light. So whenever light rays are traveling from the object and reaching to the plane mirror, after reflection those light rays are coming towards our eye. That's why we can see our face in the mirror, and that here that we can see in the mirror, that is image, and the girl standing in front of the mirror, that is object. Hope you have understood, students. Here also you can see one activity type. One plane mirror is kept at the on the table, and if we place a torch light towards the plane mirror, what will happen? The rays from the torch will travel and will strike the mirror, and after reflection those light rays will bounce back from the mirror. This is known as reflection of light. Now students, what is image? Already I told you that if a girl is standing in front of the mirror, this girl is object, and as she can see her face in the mirror, that is actually image. But why this happens? Whenever light rays are traveling towards the mirror and after reflection those light rays are coming to her eyes, there the image of the object is formed. Okay students, so an image say by a plane mirror is formed when light from the object reaches our eyes after reflection from the plane mirror. Since light from the object actually falls on our eyes, we can see all details of the object in its image. We can see here the girl is wearing green colored dress. Right here also we can understand. So in image we can understand the details of the object. Another thing happens, students, that is lateral inversion. What is lateral inversion? Again, with the same picture, I can tell you, the girl is standing in front of the mirror and her right hand appears as left and her left hand appears as right. This left-right inversion is actually known as lateral inversion. So the definition, the left-right reversal of an object and its mirror image is called lateral inversion. You can see, students, that a girl is holding some object in her right hand, and in the image, if you observe in the mirror, it is looking like that the girl is holding that object in her left hand. So that is actually lateral inversion. Hope you have understood, students. Now I will discuss about differences between image and the shadow. In case of image, the image is of same color as the object. I already mentioned that the girl was wearing green color dress, and we can see in the image also the color is same. But shadow is always dark regardless of the color of the object. Right? Shadow is always dark in color. Here we can see, here in this picture on the right hand side, the image of the object is formed. And here in this picture, the shadow is formed. We can see the apple is of red color, but we can see the shadow is of dark color. We cannot understand the color of the object. Even the image keeps all the details of the object. Here we can see that one bottle is kept in front of the mirror. The image of the bottle is formed on the right side. So details we can understand, but in case of shadow, we cannot understand the details. Right? We cannot even understand it is apple or not. We can only understand it is a round shaped object. Lateral inversion, the image undergoes lateral inversion. Shadow does not undergo lateral inversion. Now formation. Image is formed when light from the object reaches our eyes. That I already mentioned, students. And the shadow is formed when the path or light is obstructed by an opaque object. Here in this picture we can understand light is traveling from the object and those light rays are after reflection reaches our eyes. That's why we can see the object. But in case of image, the light rays are blocked by the object. From here, light rays cannot travel. So here light rays cannot come. Now another point, size of the image is same as the size of the object. Here you can see the object size and image size is same. But in case of shadow, we can see that here the shadow is bigger than the size of the object. It depends, students, if we change the distance between the bulb and the apple. So if we change the distance between the source of light and the object, the size of the shadow will change. Even if we change the distance between the apple and the screen, then also the size of the shadow will change. That I already mentioned when I was discussing shadow, that how the size of the shadow changes depending on these distances. Okay, students. So we have completed the chapter. Learn the whole chapter properly from your textbook. Thank you.